One thing about that game last night, though, you want a stat of the day? You want an early stat of the day?
Sure.
All right. Stat of the day. Well, we probably had earlier stats of the day. This came from Timo Risk of Pro Football Focus. I watched that entire Chiefs and Commanders game last night. I'm sure we'll end up talking about the Chiefs a lot today. It is, of course, Chiefs week.
And they're scoring 28 points every week.
That's
at a minimum.
That's kind of where the stat of the day goes to. The Chiefs right now, they are 5-3.
Yep.
The 5-3 Chiefs have a better point differential right now than last year's 15-2 Chiefs.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's wild.
Last year's team won 15 games by less than this team, basically.
In 8 games, this team is better.
Yeah, that's right. Well, better on point differential.
Yeah,
also, probably was submarined last year in Week 17. Didn't they lose like 40-0? Like the Broncos put up 40 points.
Sure,
but there might be a little bit of stuff at work there.
But they did play every game close last year.
Yeah, that's right.
And we all knew it. We all knew it. We all watched it. Like they couldn't beat anybody like they did last night.
No, that's right.
Last night even stayed competitive for a half,
3 quarters.
Yeah,
they were not at their best last night, and they found their way to a 21-point win.
No, I mean the Commanders had 3 turnovers on downs in plus territory last night. Like 2. They tried.
They were the Commanders were 0 for 2 on 4th down. And the Chiefs were 2 for 2 on 4th down. The Commanders also turned the ball over, took bad sacks. Like it's Marcus Mariota. I do have a ton to get to from that game, like thoughts on what it'll look like for the Bills. But, the Chiefs win 5-3, and the AFC playoff picture finally includes the Chiefs, correct? Like they've been sitting on the outside looking in. Now they are in the 7th spot. So Kansas City has moved into a playoff spot. 3 AFC West teams are in. That's Denver, the Chargers, and the Chiefs are all in a playoff spot. If the playoffs started today, the Bills go to Pittsburgh. And if the playoffs started today, the Chiefs go to New England, which you might want to take that.
The Chiefs going to New England?
Just saying. Like,
knock one of them out?
One of them. Anyway.
Would you not want that, though, because of the fear of what it'll sound like around here if Drake May beats Mahomes in a playoff game?
Doesn't matter if the Bills
if
the Bills then beat
New
whoever
England
else is left, yes. But
then people won't care?
Yeah, that's right.
Would we feel good then?
I don't know. I don't know how we'll feel.
Interesting.
I have no idea how we'll feel. This game...
Because it's possible people would feel great because Mahomes is out.
True.
But on the other hand, it's Drake May did the thing before Josh Allen and the Bills did.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good test.
I'm hoping that...
Give me that result. I'll take that right now. I'll sign up for it.
I'm hoping that...
I don't even care if it's confusing the day after. Like, whatever. I want New England beating Kansas City in the first round.
Well, you should want anybody beating Kansas City in the first round.
Well, yeah, that's true. Right, I would take anybody.
The Bills have not lost 4 times in the playoffs to the Patriots yet.
No.
It'll probably take a long time for that to happen. A long time.
It might never happen.
But it's right, because it's tough to match up like that. Anyway, all right. 803-0550. 1-888-552-550. I was trying to think of a way to put this up in a Twitter poll and give you thoughts on last night's game, but also a Twitter poll or just a question kind of ask you about Bills Chiefs. And I guess the question is, why does this one matter? Do you have an answer to that question? They play every year in the regular season, and they play every year in the postseason. This is the, let me check, the 37th matchup in the last 5 years. No. Why does this one matter? I'm not saying it doesn't, because I do have an answer for that. Why does this one matter to you? 803-0550. Bills Chiefs, Sunday, 425, massive game, huge spot. The ratings will be off the charts. Highmark Stadium. It'll be awesome. It's an awesome regular season game to get to. 2 teams that have had their lull during the season and are probably thought of as the 2 best teams in the AFC, with New England and Indianapolis being the uprising. Why does this one matter?
To me, it feels a little different than previous seasons because can it be a measuring stick game? I think it is for me. I think it almost feels similar to maybe when the Bills maybe played the Chiefs in the first meeting of these 2 quarterbacks in 2020 or the following season in 2021. Like, let me prove that I could beat them. Let me prove that I could be on their level. I think this game feels like that to me. It is not just, hey, beat the Chiefs because I'm going for the 1 seed, or beat the Chiefs because like it'll feel good to beat them and I need to prove to myself that I can do it in the playoffs. Like, to me, none of that matters. It is more about just, I don't know that I'm on their level right now. And I've always felt like they're on their level.
Yeah.
To some extent. And right now I'm not as confident of that. So I think it's a measuring stick game for me. Like, are you actually elite still? Are you still one of the top contenders in the conference, in the league? Because I'm pretty darn sure Kansas City is absolutely one of them, the way that they look. They can do it kind of however they want right now. So that would be it. Prove to me that you can even hang with this team close. I guess I'm more worried about a blowout than I ever have been, which is another part of this for me. Like, I would be worried that the Bills would go in and just get smacked by Kansas City, and it's going to feel like, just if I haven't beat them in the playoffs with these previous teams, and we just look at it like that, I'm not going to be very confident following that game. So that's what it is for me. It's a measuring stick game that feels very similar to when the first time these two quarterbacks met.
Which would have been the time the Bills lose by 9 points.
The COVID game?
The COVID year where the Bills dare them to run the ball.
And they did.
And they do run it, and they also pass it with great success. And the Bills really just have no answers. They end up playing a low-event game and lose by...
They lost 26-17.
They lost by 9.
Yeah.
So they play a low-event game. They held them to 26, right? And played a game where it was closer, and ultimately they lose.
Yep. Allen threw for 122 yards in that game.
Okay.
14 of 27. Just like there was really nothing happening.
That's pretty rough.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 26 for 161 in that game.
Jeez. Well, you and I are completely aligned in exactly why this game matters or how it matters. And I had it written down because I thought of it watching the game last night. Like, what do I really care about for this game? And if they lose it, it doesn't mean the season's over. It doesn't mean they can't beat them if they meet again. But for me, yeah, you kind of laid it out there pretty well. The first time these two teams played, the Bills lost. Then they went in the playoffs, and they lost. And then when they went to Arrowhead and won that game in the regular season after 13 seconds, right, that was, all right, we can beat this team. Why not? I can make stops against this team. And what I would say is one sentence. Sunday, 425, I want to be convinced that this version of the Bills can beat that version of the Chiefs. Because I think this version of the Bills is different, and I think that version of the Chiefs is different. You know, they're always changing. They're the same franchises, but who they are will change and kind of move here and there. At the root of this is the Worthy trade, right? Like the Chiefs, when they make the Worthy trade with the Bills, the Chiefs go in this direction, and the Bills go in that direction. Like, all right, you're linked because of this trade. We don't have to make the trade the chief topic. It's just, can this version of the Bills beat that version of the Chiefs? And one thing that has me a little bit optimistic, is their secondary, the Bills, looked a lot faster, more athletic, and man, are they going to need that. Because even in getting blown out yesterday, Washington's secondary looked like they were up to the task.
Yeah.
They covered really well. Yep. They did a reasonably good job. Mahomes was not surgically picking apart a defense. He was scrambling and making plays. He was making plays like Allen often makes plays in good years. Rolling out, evading the rush. Oh, look, there's Travis Kelce wide open with room to run, 38-yard gain down to the 10-yard line. That's what the Chiefs' offense was in this game against Washington. The week before against Vegas, it was a surgical do-whatever-you-want kind of offense. So the Chiefs still have this offense that, to me, looks very, very good, very dangerous. Who can get the ball? 5 different guys. Mahomes on the broadcast last night said, everybody got to eat, because we're on Everybody Eats around the world now.
Yep.
So I'm with you. No disagreement. I want to see this version of the Bills beat that version of the Chiefs. And if they don't, I'm going to go into the playoffs with maybe a bigger doubt than I have most years. Most years I think, of course, they can win that playoff game. And then they come up just short, and we talk about what might have been, what could have been different. Right about now, I'm less convinced. And it would go a long way for me to say they can win that game. And also, if they win that game, they're much, much more likely, if they meet again, to meet here in Buffalo. Right. Because who's going to be knocked further down in their division race? Both these teams trail another team in their division.
And the Chiefs, if you want to directly compare them to the Bills, if the Bills would win, the Bills would have 2 fewer losses than them and the tiebreaker. That'd be tough to make up.
Yes,
for Kansas
so
City.
you'd probably have them here in the postseason
If you meet them.
and ensure that you're not going to. Right, if you do, you're going to ensure your postseason does not go through Arrowhead. So
Right.
weeks and weeks and weeks ago, I made that prediction for you, and I didn't think both teams would be in a wild card spot when we were talking about that game, but here we are. So 803-0550 to join us. Rich, we'll get to your call on the other side. Your thoughts on it. What about this one matters? What do you think about it? If you watched that Chiefs game last night, give us a ring.